how do you envision the courses that we've described, helping you address specific cultural or leadership challenges within your organization or those of your clients?
Well, yeah, this is a more holistic view into learning. Whatever the learning is, all learning now and all leadership and management activity should be focused on culture building as much as anything else. Because if you do that and you can create a psychologically safe foundation which underpins all of these things that you're doing, whether it's strategy implementation, whether it's learning, whether it's support, whether it's coaching, mentoring, then you're on a much more solid base. The problem is coming in many organizations where culture is not being built. Leaders are as stressed as employees, even competent leaders, because they're just not able to keep up with what's going. So you not only get a stagnation of organizational and individual learning because we're just too busy, but therefore that puts in jeopardy the cultural plays that we really need as this transformational era continues.
Awesome. I'm glad I asked that question because you filled it in and fleshed it out really well. And you hit one of my favorite words in the world. I discovered it in the classroom, but then Carol Dweck, or was it Amy Edmondson, specifically talked about it. Psychological safety, growth mindset, grit, these things. So, Angela Duckworth is grit, growth mindset is Carol Dweck, and psychological safety is Amy Edmondson. That all these things I saw in the classroom or empirically derived from being in the classroom and seeing what actually worked for students. Feeling safe to make mistakes is so important, even like to a whole new level in Japan, because in Japan, they have a saying, which is those who stand, the nail that stands out gets pounded down. So it's so much about consensus and hierarchy in one sense, but not in another. They got this thing called nimawashi, trimming around the roots of the bonsai tree, that you basically have to get everybody else's permission to find out what you think. And to get them to say, well, we can't do that here. Mistakes are desirable, they're normal, and in fact, they help us all learn. To get somebody to stand out by speaking first, you can build psychological safety, growth mindset, and grit into these classrooms. But I do it first. My first day is nothing but culture building. I prove how incompetent I am at Japanese and how totally okay with that I am. That is, I don't know everything. Neither do you, and that's totally okay. And after the first class or a few classes, we're laughing at mistakes together. That is, we're laughing with each other, not at anyone. And then it's like, okay, now it's safe. You can read the room. It's like, okay, now we can really begin to do learning where everybody likes coming to this class because it's just being yourself. Okay, last question, and that is second last, actually, but consider the potential